Well, guys, we're going to be talking about Tucker Carlson here in this video. As you guys know, Tucker Carlson's show, Tucker Carlson Tonight, is no longer on Fox News. Now, a lot of people are actually speculating that Tucker was fired by Fox. That doesn't necessarily seem to be the case because we know that Tucker now has 2 episodes of his new show, if you want to call it that, called Tucker on Twitter. Now, Tucker Carlson is not competing with Fox, if you ask me. You know, it's just a platform like everybody else has, like we're here on YouTube. That's pretty much it. But Fox, they are now going after Tucker because they want him to shut it down. Guys, it's pretty clear, I believe, that Tucker is still an employee at Fox. And it seems like Fox, they removed him from his show to silence him. He's still getting paid. They want this man to be shut down, it seems, until after the 2024 presidential election. No doubt about it, guys, because now Fox, they are furious that Tucker has his own platform. Look at this, guys, on the Daily Wire. Fox News demands Tucker Carlson cease and desist new Twitter show, according to report. So let's read some of this here on the Daily Wire. Fox News sent Tucker Carlson a cease and desist letter after the network's former primetime hosts began broadcasting a new series of monologues on Twitter, Axios reported on Monday. Now, this new show on Twitter is about 10 minutes long, but the first episode was a massive success. I believe it got something like 150 million views, if I'm not mistaken. The second episode, which just dropped a few days ago, 55 million. I mean, Tucker is the man. Where he goes, the followers will actually follow him. The people will follow him, as people have abandoned Fox News. Fox News is not the same anymore. I mean, guys, it's so bad at Fox they're losing out to MSNBC. MSNBC, whose ratings have been in the trash. Tucker Carlson was the driving force over there at Fox. It says here, last week the network accused Carlson of breach of contract after he posted his first Tucker on Twitter 10-minute spot to the social media platform, which garnered roughly 115 million views. His second episode amassed nearly 55 million. Man. Axios reported the letter states in bold letters, not for publication, and that Fox continues to pay Carlson and that his content remains exclusive to Fox until his contract expires on December 31st, 2024. In other words, guys, they have not fired this man. They're keeping him on the sidelines. And it doesn't seem like they actually want to buy him out at all. They want to silence this man because 2024, Fox wants the establishment to win the election. And we know that Tucker, he's not establishment. They want to silence this man. They actually want to violate this man's First Amendment rights. This is pretty pathetic, guys. The legal action taken against Carlson comes on the heels of Carlson's producer, Justin Wells, also an ex-Fox employee, teasing a new Tucker on Twitter episode focused on his response to the federal indictment of former President Donald Trump. Harmit Dillon, one of Carlson's attorneys, said in a statement that the network is attempting to censor her client until after the 2024 presidential election. That is exactly what we were speculating, guys. And that seems to be playing out here because if they don't want Tucker to actually go out there and say anything, why didn't they just buy him out if they truly want to fire him? Something's telling me, guys, they want to hold him hostage for another year and a half. I mean, that is just completely insane right there. Quote, Fox News continues to ignore the interests of his viewers, not to mention his shareholder obligations, Dillon told Axios. Doubling down on the most catastrophic programming decision in the history of cable news industry, Fox is now demanding that Tucker Carlson be silent until after the 2024 election. Tucker will not be silenced by anyone, she added. Dillon further stated on Twitter, post-Axios report, that the latest move from Fox serves as an example of why she personally stopped appearing on the cable news network. Quote, for all the friends that have been asking, why don't we see you on Fox anymore? This is why, she said. I am passionately committed to free speech and a free flow of information necessary for a free society. Yeah. Fox definitely seems to be engaging in, dare I say, some type of socialism and communism by trying to silence Tucker. I mean, Twitter is not a competitor of Fox. And I don't think this is really going to actually hold up in court. That's why I believe the cease and desist came after the first episode. Now, they already knew that he was going to be doing these Tucker on Twitter episodes because it was announced weeks before the first episode came. And there was actually no letter being put out there. I guess maybe after the first episode, they saw, man, he is destroying us. 115 million views. Yeah, we need this man to be silent. And then I believe they reacted right there. She goes on, quote, until Fox stops trying to silence Tucker, it's not a place for me. And I feel for my friends working at the network, which has clearly caved into pressure from some quarter to silence Tucker Carlson, her tweet continued. What you are seeing on Fox is a censored version of the news. Keep that in mind as you make your viewing and your commenting choices. After network officials initially accused Carlson, the former host claimed it was Fox News that breached his contract, and he also accused the network of fraud. Yeah, he did. I mean, guys, this is crazy. This is crazy. I can see if he was actually going on Newsmax or, CNN, MSNBC, something like that. But Twitter? Really? So he's breaching his contract by going to Twitter. What if he actually went to YouTube? What if he went to Rumble? We always speculated. We knew, guys, that Tucker was not going to be able to go over to a direct competitor like Newsmax, for example, News Nation. He couldn't do that. I believe that Tucker, man, I believe he can be so powerful being independent. He needs to start his own podcast. I think he needs to do that. We've seen other people when they actually leave cable news, they go and build their own podcast. Now, from the sports world, Colin Cowherd, who actually works for Fox, and he actually has his own podcast. It is independent of Fox. It's called The Volume. He says that thing is worth like $100 million. Just imagine, man, if Tucker started his own podcasting network. Just imagine how big it would be. Now, of course, Colin Cowherd is in the sports world, but Tucker is a much bigger name than Colin Cowherd. He just is. Colin Cowherd is famous, but Tucker is much more famous. And I believe Fox is freaking out. They want to keep this man on the sideline for as long as possible, but eventually Tucker's going to become unleashed. And I believe that he's just going to try to go out there and burn Fox to the ground whenever he is fully free of Fox. Now, it's pretty clear that Tucker's not fired. He's indirectly fired. In other words, he can't say anything. He can't do anything in direct competition with him. But I don't believe that Tucker on Twitter is direct competition. Just not. I mean, Cowherd works for the same company, Fox, but he's still able to do The Volume. Think about that, guys. So Tucker on Twitter, that's a problem? Yeah. Not buying this, guys. We'll have to see how this actually would play out in court, but something's telling me that Tucker would actually win this. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.